Hello guys, this is my first video. Just testing out the mod with my brother, yeah, flying around. Just recently murdering some cows, but let's do this.
And you would have considered the questions in the regulation 10.6 notice, and where you required to add or elaborate, please do so.
Lapho ubona ukuthi mhlambe kunesidingo sokuthi uchaze kabanzi unabe.
There we go.
Yes.
My house is coming
Can we then start with
together.
the statement?
Hey.
Ungaqala ngesitatement sakho.
Pop, pop, pop. Okay.
I've just noted there is a mistake concerning the
Now
date.
let's go to
Paragraph 3.
plus. Guys, there's so many colors.
On paragraph
Comment down
3.
below which color
21.
plus are you on.
Start 22.
Okay, I'll just
It's
put plus.
written as 21st
Go to
instead of
this.
22.
Walls filled. Done.
Chair will attempt to cure that issue in the appropriate manner, considering that it's just a statement. Are there any other issues that you want to?
There we
No,
go.
there's supposed to be a
Sorry. We have encountered those minor mistakes, and the witnesses have just corrected them through their testimony, so you don't need
that's
to
it.
bother with
No, that was
the
the thing.
technicalities
What
around
does my
that.
mother's watch say?
kuthiwa-ke hayi okuncane lokho kuye kwenzeke siye ukuthi kufanele bese nesidingo lokusingena kakhulu sijulele lokho kuzolunga.
Yes, Mrs. Kakani.
Thank you, Chairperson. Can I then request you to continue with your statement?
Last time.
Cela ukuthi uqhubeke statement sakho.
This.
Okay. I, the undersigned,
Alright.
Bongeleni Felix Mpangase,
This.
states under oath in English. I am a warrant officer in the South African Police Service with service
There we
number
go.
063800687. I'm currently attached to Pietermaritzburg SAPS to investigate cold cases within Umgungundlovu district.
You don't just keep that sentence with your cell number.
Oops.
I confirm that during the year 2021, I was employed as a detective within the Directorate for Priority Crime Investigation based in Devon. I was attached to Serious Organized Crime Investigation Unit, tasked to investigate national priority violence crimes, which included murder,
Woo!
robbery
Looking good.
with aggravating
And my brother does
circumstances,
murder, I think it's
bank
out.
robberies, among others.
Down.
On the 22nd of June 2021, I booked on duty at 7:30
Disable.
a.m. at the office, which is situated at 136 Victoria Embankment.
Done.
At an unspecified time, I received a call from Lieutenant Colonel Jacob and asked me if I was
There we
available
go.
for an operation,
Now.
and if I was, I must be on standby. Because a crime intelligence operative whom I knew had information about a container that was containing approximately 7 to 8 kilograms of cocaine, which was at that time suspected to be at CHS Depot, Isipingo.
Sorry, warrant officer, I do apologize, but I just want to
Disable.
maybe understand. When you said it's just a minimal, you knew the crime intelligence operative. Did you work with him before?
Umuzwa-ke ukuthi njengoba ukhulume ngeligama lakhe lesakho ngiqinisa ukuthi mingimali ngabe ubuza ukuthi lo sikhuluma ngayo uke wasebenza naye yini phambilini.
Yes, ngasebenza naye.
Yes, I had work
Kanye.
only once. Thank you.
I informed Lieutenant Colonel Jacob that I was available to assist. He then asked me who else can come with me to do this operation. I suggested Warrant Officer Sbia to him, and he agreed. I then approached Warrant Officer Sbia, who was sitting at his office, and agreed to assist in this operation. So both of us were then ready for an operation. After Warrant Officer Sbia had agreed and wanted to assist, I then contacted Lieutenant Colonel Jacob and informed him that Warrant Officer Sbia was on board for an operation. Lieutenant Colonel Jacob advised that I should expect a call from a CI operative who will provide more information. He further stated that Warrant Officer Sibia and I would attend. I requested that Lieutenant Jacob also attend, as the CIA operative was his, and that I had no prior experience attending to such information. I stated that the information required someone experienced and well-versed in these types of operations. He agreed and indicated that he would book himself on duty and join us.
Get back to that part. Let's go
A
back.
few minutes later, the operative phoned me and told me we had to meet at Isipingo for a briefing.
Okay.
I informed Lieutenant Colonel Jacob about this. He then said we must come and pick him up at his house.
Something.
As I did not have a car, I approached Warrant Officer Sibia, who was using Lieutenant Colonel Jacob's car. So we then went to pick him up, and the three of us proceeded to Isipingo, where we met the CI operative, who then briefed us on the information.
Wait a minute. Why am I just
After
digging?
a short briefing, we proceeded to
I miss on the
CHC
wood.
depot.
No.
At the depot, we met an Asian female. We introduced ourselves to her as
This
police
is deep enough.
and informed her the purpose of our visit. She told us that she is the manager of the depot, and then she was aware of our pending visit.
Guys, slept
I
and let
believe
us reach
the operative had already spoken to her prior to our arrival. She granted us permission to search for the container, and it did not take a long time to locate it. Once we identified it, we brought it down to the ground to be searched. Before the container was identified, Lieutenant Colonel Jacob had already assigned me to take notes of the search. I recorded names and cell phone numbers of people observing the search, as well as those who were employed at the depot. My assigned role during this drug bust or drug interception was to take notes. Lieutenant Colonel Jacob and Warrant Officer were responsible for taking photos of the scene. At all times, I was working under the supervision of Lieutenant Colonel Jacob. Before the container was opened, Lieutenant Colonel Jacob and other officers took photos of the container and the seal number as well as the container number. I names of the people present. Among those that I had noted were Sergeant Mkhize, Sergeant Gavenda, and Tutugo Kuzwayo, who were present during the search of the container. The container was properly locked and sealed, and the seal was intact. I do not recall who broke the seal and opened the doors of the container. Upon opening, I observed black canvas bags placed directly behind the doors of the container. Lieutenant Colonel Jacob removed one of the bags and opened it. Inside the bag were bricks of hard substance suspected to be cocaine. These bricks were wrapped in yellow and black plastic wrappings, bearing inscriptions of Jaguar and TikTok emblems. Photos were taken of the bag before it was removed from the other bags, and again it was opened as well as its content. These photos were taken using a cell phone camera. 27 bags were offloaded from the container and placed on the ground. Further search was conducted and nothing was found in the container except for the cargo that was there, for which details of it I do not recall. If my recollection serves me well, I also recall that the uniform members who were there during the search and the seizure had left. They were phoned to come back and assist with the transportation of exhibits from the depot to the Isipingo SAPS. They indeed came back and exhibits were loaded in the Hyundai H1 and transported to Isipingo SAPS with the sole intention of storing them there for safekeeping. When we were at Isipingo SAPS, we offloaded the exhibit and placed them on the ground. And photos were also taken while they were on the ground and the bags were recounted. After we had, I requested the exhibit to give us FSL bags so that we can seal the exhibits, and he said he did not have the size that we were looking for. I then personally entered the exhibits in the SAP Patent Register at Isipingo as instructed by Lieutenant Colonel Jacob. While I was entering exhibits in the register, the exhibit clerk asked me a strange question. He wanted to know where we were going to keep the exhibits. I told him that we were going to leave them there for safekeeping. He told me that he had no space to keep the exhibits there. We must take them with us and keep them somewhere. I then told him to inform Lieutenant Colonel Jacob. When Lieutenant Colonel Jacob heard this from the clerk, he started making calls to look for a place to store these exhibits. Lieutenant Colonel Jacob told me that since they are refusing to keep the exhibits there, I must put them out to be taken to forensic lab. He started by calling Amazon Dodi, FSL, and they said they do not have space. They were renovating the building since it was damaged by heavy rains. After that, Lieutenant Colonel made a call to inform Brigadier New so that we are unable to find space to store the exhibits. After talking to Brigadier New, Lieutenant Jacob told me that we must take the exhibits to Poshevstin storage. After the decision was made to take the exhibit to Poshevstin, and arrangement was made for vehicles to transport the group to Potchefstroom. There was an escorting team comprising of warrant officer, Mdlalose, and warrant officer, Nkanazi. I cannot recall who else was there as part of the escorting team. We arrived in the afternoon at Potchefstroom, late in the afternoon at Potchefstroom offices, and we were received by Potchefstroom officials who showed us their walk-in safe where exhibits were stored. I do not know the name of the DPCI official that gave us the keys to the safe. I'm not certain whether General Sinona and Brigadier Nusa came in before our arrival or arrived while we were busy storing the exhibits in the storeroom. I can recall that both came inside the storeroom while we were busy storing the exhibits. General Sinona was checking if the storeroom was suitable to store exhibits. After storing the exhibits in the safe, the safe was locked and General Sinona instructed that the keys be left with him. The safe keys were handed over to him accordingly. Nobody complained about anything. Everything was perfect and in order, and everybody was happy with the seizure. On the following day, I received an instruction from Lieutenant Colonel Jacob that I must go back to Potchefstroom to unpack the exhibit and show them in the forensic science lab bags. I then requested Captain Danzi, now deceased, Captain Freeze, but I do not recall who else was there to assist. We proceeded to Potchefstroom and unpacked and sealed the exhibits in the FSL bags. They were then entered in the Potchefstroom SAP 13 register, which was brought to DPCI offices by the Potchefstroom clerk. After we had finished, I locked the safe and I personally took back the key to General Sinona and put it back on the register since I had booked it out in the morning. Again, I received a call on the next day from Lieutenant Colonel Jacob that I must go back to DPCI offices and take samples from each bag. I again requested Captain Freeze and Captain Danzi, and I do not recall who else came with me. We went into the safe. I randomly picked up 5 bags and took out samples from each brick, which I randomly selected. I placed the samples inside the FSL exhibit bags and sealed them. The bags were marked with Devon Central OCI Inquiry 28/06/2021 and Potchefstroom SAP 13/883/2021, which I later handed over to Warrant Officer Sibia for safekeeping until Lieutenant Jacob comes back from leave. I wish to state on record that Ndutu Kuzwayo introduced himself as the custom official. This could have been clarified had a statement been taken from him shortly after, which would have confirmed his occupation. I had no reason to mislead anyone or falsify information. Similarly, I had no reason to state that Sergeant Mkize and Sergeant Galvenda and other police officials
let me
I
check
also
upside.
want to state that I
What about
concur
outside?
with Lieutenant Colonel
Yeah,
Jacob
it's
that
clean.
I am an
And
experienced
a little bit of the
drug
void left
investigator.
up
I have been doing drug investigation for more than 10 years, doing buy and bust contract operations for KZN.
Discover the
And I'm
jet color range today. Let your
there
color
we
out.
go.
Good thing you make your
Wow.
print and submit claims in minutes on the Make It app. You'll make it.
Bum, bum, bum.
But I have never attended a drug
So,
interception
look
of
at
this
this.
magnitude from start to finish,
Now, let's
either at the harbor
Let me disable
or
this mod.
container depot. The only reason I took part in this covert operation is because I was requested to assist, and I personally wanted to learn from Lieutenant Colonel Jacob as to how to manage these type of operations and the whole process from start to finish. I also want to state that I was shocked and surprised when I heard that drugs were stolen from Potchefstroom DPCI storage. I was surprised because I was under the impression that drugs were long transported to Forensic Science Laboratory, Pretoria, as I had overheard in the passing in the office that they were going to be taken there for storage. I used to state that I do not know who broke into the Potchefstroom storage, and I was not aware that there were no proper security measures in place. That is all that I wish to state.
May I just ask this very quickly, Mrs. Kaplan? I do hear you, Warrant Officer, saying that you are experienced, or rather you are an experienced drug investigator, and that you've been doing investigations for more than 10 years, that is drug investigations. But I understood the beginning of your affidavit to say that as of 22 June 2021, your area of operation was violent crime, national priority violent crime. Is that so?
Manje ukuthi kuyakuzwakela njengoba uchaza ukuthi experience usunazo sokuthi cishe mhlawumbe neminyaka eyishumi kuya kanjalo ukwenza izinto eziyisidakamizwa lezi ama-drugs. Kodwa nasibuyele emuva kuyabonakala ukuthi vele isikhathi esikunyaka kwi-22 yaJuni 2021 kahle kahle wena ukuthi hayi ulwazi lwemphathi la ukubhekeni kahle lokhu ubugebengu ingacala hambelana nobugebengu ekubhaliwe la usibizwe kahle very correct.
What is he doing? What is watching me
As you
doing?
say that, your area of operation being a violent crime, priority violent crime.
Oh, he's dead.
You give examples of that.
What?
And at the end you say, end of the sentence, paragraph, the last sentence, paragraph 2, you say, among others. That is after itemizing examples of violent crimes. You say, among
Oh,
others.
boy, time to build
In
it.
that context, I understand among others also to relate to violent crimes. Am I correct?
Ngabe usukuzwa kahle yini zokuchaza ubekile lapha ukuthi amacala ahambisana nohlanga violent crime bekuzizinto kakhulu ngokubheka lapho paragraph 2
Yeah.
kukhona okunye kwezinto okufakayo okunye engamangala futhi basiza ukukhuluma ngayo le violent crime.
That is correct. Now, that being all right, let me ask this. On the morning of 22 June 2021,
What did he do? What did he
there
do?
were members whose area of operation was narcotics for drugs.
What?
ngaso isikhathi sika-22 June 2021
What?
ukuthi alikho ilunga lasebenza lapho singathi bekuwuye ungqongqoshishiso obhekene ngqo nalokhu kuphathisana kwamathathi lokuyidakamisa ama-narcotics. Yebo.
Can you give me a few names?
Ungasipha amagama amhlanga thizeni?
Amagrupu ayethu
There were two groups.
khona phethe ukapteni Mbele,
One was headed by Captain Mbele.
enye yayiphethe wayeyi-Lieutenant Colonel ngaleso sikhathi
The other one was under Lieutenant Colonel at that time. The name is Modi.
And were the two MO members under them on duty on the morning of 22 June 2021? Do you know?
Hallelujah. Saka 2021 babebona babekhona yini abanye babesebenzisana mhlawumbe bengaphansi kwabo.
babekhona.
Yes, they were.
Do you know why Colonel Jacob would have called you being somebody whose area of operation was priority violent crime, instead of calling those people whose area of operation was narcotics?
Ngakuyazi yini uJacob Ndondini bese suwayobiza wena bekhona abantu abanolwazi olunzulu ngalezi zinto zezidakamizwa wena ungale kule ndlela kusetshenziswa khona nezodlame ngabe uyazi ukuthi kwenziwa yini lokho
Isizathu salokho
There. Hey, no, keep it alone.
ukuthi
Oh my God, it's
Jacob wayengazwani nawo mabili ama-groups.
angazwani. The reason Jacobs was not in good terms with
Baby, what
both.
is the goat?
Does that mean
Let's
he
get
did
up,
not
bye-bye.
work with them?
Kusho ukuthi bengasebenzisani nabo.
I said,
Yes.
no,
So operation, they always got people with this area of operation.
Oh, what hit?
Usedinga ukuthi alande abantu angasebenzisani nabo.
Now this place is classy.
Ngikhumbuli kahle noma
Even if I do no longer recall very well.
ngoba
Okay,
yena
now let's
wayephethe
make a garden.
yona igroup yabasanabo.
Sanam. Because he was in control of
What
the
about-
Sanam group.
And dot.
Ukuthi obani ababengaphansi kwakhe ngisakhumbula.
The people who were under him, I remember.
Thank you, Bob.
Yeah, I'm happy you mentioned that. So he was not all by himself. He had people under him as well.
Uyajabulela ukuthi uyakusho lokho.
There we go with this.
Uma ngikhumbula kahle.
If I recall correctly.
And he called you and not them.
There we go.
Kodwa nangu usekubiza wena akabizi bona. Ungabe selelula.
Ngicabanga ukuthi ngenxa yokuthi wayengalwani nabo.
The reason is that he was not in good terms with them.
Just remind me, I do remember the name Mobley. I've forgotten the
Okay,
other
let's
name.
get
He said
all
it
of the
was,
seeds.
Utshela umuntu oyedwa lo sekhosi ukuthi ubani.
Beetroot seeds.
Oh, Mbele.
Place them in a row.
Captain Mbele, Captain.
And the rank, and Mobley's rank.
Irangi yamuntu.
Lieutenant Colonel ngaleso sikhathi.
At that time he was Lieutenant Colonel.
So you are telling us that Colonel Jacob was not in good terms with Colonel Motley, not in good terms with Captain Mbele, not in good terms with all the people under them,
There
not
we
in
go.
good terms with the people under him, under Jacob himself.
Leave these
He was
leftovers
not
in
in
the
good terms
water.
with all those people.
Even if they didn't want to make more
Ngani
sense,
indlela ochaza ngayo usho ukuthi umnewethu lo angazwani nomudli angazwani nalomunye umphathi nabantu abasebenza ngaphansi
this is
kwabo
a bunker.
kusho ukuthi bafaka bakamo ngakamo linye
Wait, what's
abengazwani
your
nabo
favorite color? I'm going to ask my brother.
njengoba ngishilo ukuthi nalaba phansi kwabo yena lo uJakobe yini lo kulabantu abaphansi kwabo abengazwani nabo
Uma ngibuyisa kahle
Favorite color
umqondo
is
if I try to refresh my mind
uLieutenant Jacob wayephethe usanabu odivayideke kabili.
Jacob was in charge of Sanap, and this particular Sanap was divided into two.
Kwakuka Mbele, Captain Mbele,
One was belonging to Captain Mbele,
bese kuba uLieutenant Colonel Motley.
the other one was the Lieutenant Colonel Motley.
So yona group wayengazwani nawo lawo ngaleso sikhathi.
Those indeed
I
were the
lost the
groups he
book.
was not in terms with.
I lost the book. Wait,
Are you able to give us numbers,
I lost the
perhaps? Do you have any idea how many people we're talking about?
what is an item? I lost the book.
Inombolo. Ukufanisela nokuthi sikhuluma ngabantu abangaki.
Ngingababala.
I can count them.
Yes.
Warrant officer ready.
Warrant officer ready,
Ababesebenza ngaphansi kwaMotley.
who were under Motley.
Warrant officer Pillay.
Warrant officer Pillay,
But I lost the book.
Carl Sanders.
I lost the book.
Isimkhumbulo omunye.
I do not remember the other.
But there was another one.
Okay, save
It's
it.
the one that you say you don't remember. So you know there was someone else, but you don't remember the name.
kodwa lesiqiniseko ukuthi wayekhona umuntu ndini kodwa
The
usakhumbula
book.
ubani.
And plus, anyways, thankful to watching. And now I'm first going to record another videos on
So it will be
Bibles.
for
Well,
including
tomorrow, I think.
Colonel
Well,
Motley.
bye-bye.
Nasibala nomuntu
Wait until
lesuku
I add some.
wesine.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, now.
Khona nomlungu wayekhona.
There was also a white person there.
Wayekhona. Ngikhohlisa isibongo sakhe.
I've just forgotten his surname.
Okay.
Bye.